Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another 30 minutes of questions and answers. So, this is where you can get your questions answered about anything ranging from business, whether you want to start a small business, or personal finance, or how to achieve financial independence. So, the number to call if you have any questions is 941 259 4779. But first, before we get started, intro sequence. All right, welcome everybody. So, number to call again is 941 259 4779. Let me actually make sure I'm logged in there to take your call. Sorry about that. I should have been a little more prepared here today. All right, so now the phone lines are open. So if you guys want to get your calls in, the number again, 941 259 4779 to get your questions answered. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about lifestyle design. So how many times have you guys in your lifetime, besides when you're a little kid and you're trying to decide what you want to do when you grow up, how many times have you actually sat down and said, and basically came up with a plan of how it would be that you'd like to see your life in every sense. So everything from finances all the way down to personal things and all these sorts of things. So this is a finance channel, so we like to focus primarily on the financial aspects of these things. So again, the number to call in if you have questions about either this topic that we're talking about today or anything to do with business, personal finance, and achieving financial independence, that number on your screen, again, 941 259 4779. So you guys can call in, get your questions answered live on the air. And make sure that you guys are subscribed so you never miss either one of these lives or any of my scripted content that may be coming out in the future. So as you guys know, I kind of hit the pause button on the scripted content, and we're going to be doing these lives in the meantime until I get my courses. I know I've mentioned these to you guys. I'll kind of give this a little bit of a shameless plug here. Let me get you guys over there. Just give me a quick second here. All right, so here we go. Oh, let me get this text off there. There you go. So in the meantime, as you guys may know from some of my previous content, I've been working on these courses. This e-commerce course is something that I'm working on right now, and it's coming along pretty well. This was something that was very, very highly requested by you guys. I actually wasn't even really planning on starting with this course. And e-commerce business is something that I ran for about 10 years, from 2000 until about 2010, 2011. So I know quite a bit about that industry, and I know very many of you have expressed some interest in how to start an e-commerce business. And with my experience, I'm putting that together for you. That should be ready probably sometime within the next 30 days or so, probably like the middle of April or so. So, like I said, today we're talking about lifestyle design. So, again, how many of you recently have you gone through and actually tried to figure out, how would you like to see your ideal life to look? And that involves brainstorming. So you have to sit down, spend a little bit of time, trying to decide what it is that's important to you, how you would like to see every aspect of your life to be, and then start working backwards from there to figure out what are the steps that are necessary in order for you to be able to live that lifestyle. And so that's something that, I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and to have you guys, if you guys have any questions about it, to kind of give a call in here. Again, 941-259-4779 to get your questions answered. And so in terms of lifestyle design, like I was saying, first things first is you have to really sit down, brainstorm a list of, and again, every single area of your life, everything from finances to relationships and everything, total package, your whole life, how you'd like it to be, and the type of life that you would love to live. And many times we don't do that. We're just kind of stuck in the day to day, and we're just, reacting as opposed to being proactive. The very first thing you have to do outside of brainstorming and what it is that you'd like to see your life to be is to create a clear vision. So once you start doing your brainstorming and you look at things like, how you'd like your finances to be, how you'd like your personal life to be, your lifestyle, what you'd like to do on a day-to-day basis. Are you looking to give back and help people once you get into a position where money is no longer something that you're worried about? So you have to have a very, very clear vision of what it is that what your life should look like. And once you have a very clear vision of that, then you have to do visualization exercises on a daily basis, preferably multiple times a day, where you're really just envisioning that ideal lifestyle that you've designed for yourself and visualize yourself actually living that lifestyle. That helps to make it a little bit more real, and it helps you to kind of work through some of these things that may be incongruent. So you may, as you're doing your visualization exercises, you may realize that, what, if this aspect of my life is however it's going to be, this is going to be conflicting with it. So it's very important to work out these issues during these, visualization exercises. And another very important thing is that you have to start where you are right now. So that means, whatever it is that your current life situation is, you have to obviously start from there. That's your starting point. And so what tools do you have at your disposal to be able to start working towards that ideal lifestyle? So in other words, you want to engineer your ideal life. You want to sit down, take time. How many times have we done this? I'm sure many of you out there, this is a foreign concept to you, but think about the simplicity of it. And it's free. It costs nothing for you to just take a few minutes out of your day. And, don't tell me, oh, I don't have time in my day, because that's BS, because I'm sure you scroll through social media, all through your social media feeds all day, and I'm telling you, you can find time to do this. Take time and engineer the exact way that you would want your lifestyle to be, and then work backwards from there and come up with the steps of what's necessary to achieve that, and start taking action towards those steps. And until you start documenting this stuff and until you start brainstorming it, you're just going to keep living, the same life that you're currently living right now, and it's not going to be any different. Nothing's going to just come along and change it for you. You have to take control, and you have to be the one that says, okay, enough of, whatever it is that I'm sure there's frustrations in your life that you would like to change. Enough. And you change it. You decide, this is how I want this is my ideal lifestyle. This is how I want to live my lifestyle. Visualize it and just continually work towards it every day. Even if it's little steps here and there, even though it may feel like it's so far out. I mean, this is worthwhile. This is your life we're talking about here. It's very worthwhile for you to engineer your ideal lifestyle, take the steps towards achieving it, and just continuously take massive action towards trying to achieve that until you start seeing results. So, don't, you know, sit down, come up with your ideal plan, and say, oh, this is what I'd like to do, and then do it for a couple of days, and then, in a couple of weeks say, well, I tried and it didn't work. That's not the way to do it. This is a long-term commitment, but the results are so worthwhile in the end. I mean, like I said, this is your life that we're talking about here. So if you don't care about it, no one else is going to care about it. No one else is going to come along and say, "Hey, I'm going to help you out with your life, and I'm going to, do these favors for you and create this magic life for you." It's up to you to be able to do that. So start where you are currently. Everybody has their obstacles that they have to overcome. Start where you are right now. Figure out what is it that I need to do to achieve this ideal lifestyle that I've, brainstormed, sat down, it took some time, I used my imagination, and I got very clear on, what it is that I'm looking for in terms of my life and my lifestyle and how I want to see my life to be. Once you get clear on that and you start visualizing it, and then you create the steps necessary to get there and you start working towards it and you just take massive action, you just keep persevering, you don't give up, and don't worry about failing, because really there's no such thing as failure. It's just a temporary setback. I keep saying that to you guys, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over until you understand it, because it's so true. I've experienced what people would want to call failure in my life as well. And if I had just stopped right there, then yes, it would be, my life would have been a failure. But because I decided to continue persevering and working towards the ideal lifestyle that I had set out for myself to accomplish, I've been able to, and this takes many years. I'm not saying this is going to be something that's going to happen for you overnight. Don't expect it to happen overnight. It's going to take many, many years until you're able to start seeing results. You may see some, minor results early on, but real concrete life changes are going to take quite a number of years, or at least, a significant length of time before you start seeing this actually come to fruition. This lifestyle design that you've created for yourself. Again, if you guys see this number on your screen, number to call in is 941-259-4779, and you can get your questions answered about business, personal finance, and financial independence. So going back to lifestyle design, because like I said, I want to keep these episodes, these live episodes, I want to keep them pretty tight, 30 minutes. So you guys are running a little short on time if you want to get your calls in. So if anybody calls in now, I probably have room for, 2 or 3 questions or so. But I'd love to, really, really would love to have someone call in and be able to, answer your questions for you live here in the air. So go ahead and give a call, 941-259-4779. Otherwise, we'll continue talking about, we're talking about lifestyle design today and how you can achieve your ideal lifestyle simply by engineering how you would like your life to look and taking the steps and the actions in order to accomplish that. So I'll give you a few examples of my personal life where I've used this and to a great deal of success. And so as you guys, anybody who knows me and who's been a subscriber here for a while, you guys know that I used to own an e-commerce business that went out of business due to the 2008 global financial crisis. And then I had a period of time where I had to get back on my feet. So I had significant debts that I had to clear up, and I had just so much adversity that I had to overcome. And if I had just given up, I wouldn't have obviously have achieved what I have now. And if I were to lose everything again, I know confidently, because of everything that I've learned and through my experiences, and by not being afraid to fail, I've learned that, what, no matter what happens in life, your learning experiences, everything that I've learned throughout the years, I can reapply that and figure out a way to get back on my feet again. So the number one thing that you guys, if you're struggling to, kind of get started on trying to figure out what your ideal lifestyle should look like, take your time with it, use your imagination, but I would recommend, a lot of people, finances are a big issue, and that's a big part of what we talk about here on the channel. So the first thing you should work on, if you're completely at a loss and you're trying to figure out, well, what should my life look like? I mean, I'm sure you guys can figure it out if you spend enough time to jot some ideas down, do some brainstorming. But the very first place you should start is your finances. Take control over your personal finances. Achieving financial independence. So what is financial independence? That's the ability to to have your living expenses covered without having to rely on employment or anything else in order for you to continue paying your expenses. So wait, how do you do that? So an easy way, one of the simplest ways of achieving this is, and I'll use easy math for you, is if you can reduce your expenses down. Everybody spends more than they should. Most people live above their means. And so you should be focusing on, okay, where am I spending my money? Is there any areas I can cut back on? So then take a look at what are your total expenses. Quick math to use the 4% rule. Multiply that by 25 times, and that's the amount of money you'll have to have saved up in investments. You don't want them sitting in a bank account not collecting much interest. You want your money to be hard at work for you. So have 25 times the amount of your annual expenses saved up in investments. And you should be able to theoretically withdraw annually, 4% of that from your investments and be able to survive in perpetuity off of that money. So again, you set the goal and you work backwards from there, the steps that are necessary to achieve that. So you look at it and you say, well, okay, that's what financial independence looks like. That's the concrete, goal that we're focusing on here. How do we go and achieve that? So then you want to start looking at things like, how do I increase my income, right? So that's, because that's going to add some fuel to your personal finances here. Then you want to look at, obviously, how do I reduce my expenses? Because the less your expenses are, the less you're going to need from that nest egg in order to survive in perpetuity. And so what I'm getting at with achieving financial independence, that's, in my opinion, that's not really the end goal here. The end goal is to give you freedom, the freedom to be able to work on what you want, when you want to, and not have to worry about, finances being a problem for you. Finances are the root of monetary issues are the root of so much stress in all of our lives. And so if we can now, as contrary to popular belief, money doesn't just make all of your problems go away, but it will prevent some problem. Obviously, all of the problems that are related to money, that won't be as much of an issue. But you're obviously still going to have, your life issues and so forth that you're going to have to deal with. Everybody has that. Some people complain about it more than others, but everybody has life issues. But if you get your finances in order, then that's going to just give you so much more of a secure foundation to achieve. So I'm having some issues with my broadcasting software here, so I'm hoping that I didn't lose you guys. But I'm going to drop in here on the in the chat here because I haven't really been keeping an eye on that, and not a whole lot going on in there. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Appreciate you dropping by. And so again, guys, I don't really monitor the chat here. A lot of times, really what I'm trying to get you guys to do is to here, hang on, I'll give you a nice little 941-259-4779. That's the number that you can call in and you can get your questions answered. So I don't see a whole lot of people on the actual stream at the moment, which is pretty common for channels of this size to sometimes not have, millions of concurrent viewers. But I'm going to stick this number up here on the screen for you guys so that you guys, the more I show up and the more you guys see me, the more you may be tempted to call in. Again, there's never any stupid questions, so Don't feel bashful about calling in. Your identity is protected. No one's gonna see who you are or where you're calling in from. I'm gonna make sure that nobody can see that. So again, number to call 941-259-4779. And in the meantime, while we wait for possibly a call to trickle in, I'm gonna go ahead and just give a few shout outs here to some very. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, what I would love to do right now at this stage in the game, since we got about 10 minutes left on the live stream, I'd love to have, if any of you out there are creators, YouTube creators, and I know a lot of you guys from the comments. If any of you guys want to call in, just say hi, and I'll shout out your channel. Feel free to call again 941-259-4779. And again, obviously, if you guys have questions about personal finance, business, or how to achieve financial independence, that's that's what this is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and I just want to go through the last week's um, episode, and I just want to give a few shout outs to some supporters who've been with me for quite some time now. So just bear with me here. I'm kind of new at all this broadcasting live stuff. It's not really the easiest thing in the world to learn, but I'm sure I'll get more proficient. It's like anything else. The more you do it, the more proficient you get. So just bear with me here, guys. And we are going to the channel. So let's transition over. All right. So now we're at my channel. So last week, I had actually been discussing with you the incredible story of H.B. Reese. And so I just want to give a shout out to some of you guys out there who've been supporters of mine. Here we go. Scott, shout out to Scott. Scott's a great guy. Appreciate you being a big fan, Scott. He's got a real estate channel, so you guys might want to check out his stuff. He's really interesting. He's buying a commercial property. You guys might want to check that out. Get some info from Scott. Jamie, I've done a collaboration with Jamie. I love working with Jamie. He's a really great guy. Day trader. Not too far from my neck of the woods. So if you're into trading, now over here I don't really teach trading because I'm not a trader. I teach more of long-term buy and hold, index fund sort of thing. But if you guys are interested in trading, Jamie's channel is a great channel to check out. Jamie, I'm waiting for your new video. Aiden and Mia's World, this is a new, I believe they're a new subscriber. Thank you guys for joining the subscriber family. Chris, shout out to Chris. Chris has these really cool animated sort of explainer videos. Really awesome videos. You got to check out his stuff. He's got some really cool content there. Cerebral Life, I love Cerebral Life's channel. It's kind of like motivational content, and you have it's the storytelling is incredible. You have to check it out. My words won't do it justice, so definitely check that out. Well, where did we go? Great vlogs. Yes, thank you. MOJ on Air USA. Appreciate that. Tyrone Moore, I think Tyrone, you must be new to the family here. Honestly, I haven't subscribed. I'm gonna check out your channel. I love supporting new creators. So shout out to Tyrone as well. So just want to thank you guys so much. Again, we're closing up here. We're getting ready to close up. I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. And again, the number to call in, you have about 6 minutes here. So the number to call in is 941-259-4779, and we'll get your question, probably one question at this point, answered. Otherwise, I'm going to be, getting ready to, now I'm signaling that I'm closing it down, so you guys are probably, I'm going to see in my analytics a big dive. So anyway, I'll just keep discussing lifestyle. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tidbit, for those of you who stuck around through the whole video. I'm going to give you some nice little gems here. So in terms of lifestyle design, it's really, I would say, one of the top 5 things top 5 tools that I've used in my life to really see the most success, to be able to achieve what I've achieved. It's just so simple. You take the time, we live such busy lives, but you can make the time to design what you'd like to see your ideal life look like, and then just work towards making it happen. I know it sounds very simplistic. It's not easy, but the concept is simple. You just have to stick with it. Stop making excuses, and and again, start where you are. There's people who've been in way worse positions than you are, who've excelled to great heights. So don't make excuses. Always continue working on your ideal life. Never give up. Always believe in yourself. I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's so true. If you don't believe that you can do something, you're absolutely not going to be able to do it. So I appreciate you guys joining today. I really do. I hope everyone has a great weekend and as much success and love to everyone out there. Thank you guys so much for joining.